How's it going? Welcome back to another great and majestical video with your boy, the Savior. Welcome back to the channel, my returning OG sinners. And to anyone new, make sure that you do subscribe. It takes 2 seconds to go down below and subscribe, and that actually makes my day. You have no idea. And if you do that, then you just are the best. So thank you so much. If you find yourself enjoying the video, that is. If not, then by all means, piss on my grave, I guess. And leave me your thoughts down below in the comments because I always love to discuss with you guys. Now, Xbox and Xbox Game Pass, I think we can all agree is like the best service in the gaming industry as it stands right now. And I think if you are an Xbox player, you should be using Game Pass because why wouldn't you be? It just doesn't make any sense. And you have access to so many games and day one releases, and this is one of them. And I'm pretty excited for this because everyone on Game Pass will get to try this out, and even though this game doesn't have a lot of hype around it now, it will very soon. The Last Case of Benedict Fox isn't exactly a simple side-scroller like Limbo or Little Nightmares or something like that where it's more horror focused. This is action-packed. I honestly think this is the best thing since Ori and the Blind Forest, and that is saying a lot because that game slapped and so many loved it. So this game is coming out on PC and Xbox exclusively for now, and basically what this game is you are playing a detective, but you also have a demon sidekick which basically aids you in your adventure, and you can use demon abilities throughout the game. The art style is very much Tim Burton, Lovecraftian inspired, and you get those strong vibes throughout the game. But what I love so much about the art style in particular is the color art direction, the monster designs, and just the fluidity of the world space and the level design is so well done here. I honestly think this is in some ways better than Ori and the Blind Forest because even though that game is so detailed and it has so many different layers to it, and there's a great video on the artistry of Ori and the Blind Forest and just how much detail went into creating these layered, backdrop images for that type of game. This is very similar, but it just draws you in a lot more because there isn't so much clutter, and even though this game juggles so many different genres of gameplay and styles, this is still a detective game at its heart, and you will be doing a lot of puzzles, you will be solving a lot of different clues, but on top of that, it's this detailed Metroidvania type gameplay where it's heavily action focused as well as platforming and exploration, unlocking abilities, going back to where you were before and then finding a new pathway to a new objective, having side missions, all of that kind of stuff that we have seen in other games like Ori and the Blind Forest you get here, but on top of it is this new Lovecraftian atmosphere, and also on top of that is the detective gameplay, which adds a new dimension to this game, I think. So basically Benedict has the power to enter the minds of the dead, and you basically go into the Stranger Things upside down world. It's called Limbo, and this place is very dangerous. You will need certain tools to actually navigate it. On top of this Lovecraftian kind of old Bloodborne-esque in some ways art design, I just think it's pretty cool. What this game does is it takes simple gameplay mechanics that we've seen with other games, but on top of that, it just adds a new layer of weird and wackiness to it, which I just find interesting. It's the art style especially that draws me into this. For example, the puzzles that you will be doing, like lockpicking, it is kind of the same as some other games, but it does do the lockpicking a bit different. You will have to use certain keys. Basically, it's about perfectly timing your button presses, but it's just the unique design of it that I find interesting. It's the same as Atomic Heart, where it's trying something new with its puzzle designs, and it just adds a new fresh layer because of its art style, and I just think it looks absolutely breathtaking. Not so much about the graphical detail, I don't care about that type of stuff, but the art style here is very nice. It has the kind of Wolf Among Us type vibes as well. It's very hard to describe, but I think you know what I mean. I also love the monster design. The boss battles can feel rather formulaic, but they weren't anything special either in Ori and the Blind Forest and stuff like that. It is very much telegraphed and you can easily see the weak points on the bosses. It's nothing that special, but the exploration is what I really find fascinating about this game and what I find interesting. The combat as well is pretty fleshed out. It's more hack and slash, but there is some ranged gunplay alongside of it, and the demon powers and abilities that you will upgrade as you go along. Basically, you upgrade by getting tattoos and by visiting merchants and stuff like that, which is quite a cool mechanic. The last case of Benedict Fox will run at a smooth 60 FPS, and you need a smooth 60 FPS for this type of game. I honestly think that this game will be a sleeper hit, and when people can try it out for free on Game Pass, they're going to realize, wow, actually Xbox have done it. They've got their own unique game here. Even though we have seen this type of stuff before, this type of Metroidvania type gameplay, what I find interesting is the detective gameplay that always keeps you interested, because the story is a slow-paced story in which you have to put the pieces together yourself, which adds perfectly to the Metroidvania type gameplay where you are going back and forth and you are figuring out the story through environmental gameplay. That's what Metroidvania is all about, exploration. So it just combined so nicely, I think, especially with the unique art style. The combat isn't as amazing as something like Ori and the Blind Forest, but it is still satisfying, and there is a lot of different player choices when it comes to upgrading and changing your playstyle. But I do think it does enough differently, and because of the themes and the story and the art style, this is what makes it special in my opinion, and this will be definitely a big sleeper hit, I think. So that is my review of The Last Case of Benedict Fox. I truly hope you enjoyed this review. Like I said, I've only managed to play some of it, but you will be able to play all of it yourself for free when it comes out very soon. So that's a big bonus. You don't have to spend a lot of money to try this out. And I honestly think it is worth your time and you should try it out. The combat is pretty challenging at points, and it does actually require some thinking and basically some quick timing and stuff like that. This doesn't hold your hand, which is a big plus because we get that so often with big AAA releases. This is a proper game, and for that I appreciate it a lot. So let me know if this The Last Case of Benedict Fox game review helped you in your decision if you're gonna try this out or not. I will be very curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.
I'm beginning to hear a lot of fishmen right outside my door. As I try to escape in fright to the moonlit Innsmouth night, I can hear some more. They speak with guttural croaks, and to hear them provokes a profound desire to flee. Their eyes never blink, and quite frankly they stink like a carcass washed up from the sea.